Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority. She's in presence of Dr. Keturah C. Smith Chinet. Welcome to the program, madam.
Thank you very much.
And also, she came along with three deputies. Can you imagine that? Dr. Emmanuel Willie. Dr. Willie is the Director of Registration, Evaluation, Records, and Data. Dr. Willie, welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
And also, okay, thank you. And also, Dr. I hope I got it right, Tito E. Bessel Senior is the Director of Inspectorate and Post-Market Surveillance. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And from David B. Mama Bear, I hope I got it right, Director of the Quality Control Laboratory. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
I got your name right?
No, sir.
Okay, please tell me what is it.
My name is David P. Namakbe.
Okay, Namakbe. Okay, but see, okay, Namakbe. Okay, that's good. They are all traditional names, so you got to be very careful. So I hope I'm not taking held in contempt. Okay, so they are here basically to tell us more about what they've been doing at the institution. They call it, shortly, the LMHRA. They'll be telling us basically what they've been doing and what they've done. We have a couple of online institutions, media institutions also carrying this program. Streaming live this program. Madam Director General, again, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's hear from you first. What are the status of things now at the LMHR?
Constraints, but it's our responsibility to minimize constraints and challenges. So we have a mandate in ensuring that all medicines and health products that come into the country are of good quality, are safe and efficacious. So as a matter of fact, at the regulatory authority is where basic treatment starts from.
Okay.
Because it depends on the quality of medicines that patients are treated with. That's how the therapeutic outcome will be. That's how the treatment outcome of that patient will be. So we have tried to institutionalize a lot of sub-regional offices because you know that Liberia is a very porous country. So we have set up office at the Bow Waterside. We have set up office at the Compound Boulder. And we are presently pushing ourselves to set up another office at the Southeast. We have also set up office at the RIA. We have our staff there day and night just to try to safeguard the public from substandard and falsified medicines. So other administrative functions, we have also developed the first 12 regulations since the entity was established in 2010. We have developed 12 regulations to help us to guide the processes that we are supposed to carry on. We have constructed the quality control lab. We have a mini lab that they are running, and we are also constructing the state-of-the-art lab that will be able to serve the sub-region as well, not only Liberia.
Okay.
So we have procured analytical equipment, we have procured buses, we have tried to make our staff comfortable because of the work that they are faced with. It's an integrity institution. So you have to make sure that staff are comfortable as best as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for that introductory statement. Okay. So institutions relaying this program, let me just name them: OK FM, Barman FM, Sky FM, and KNTV. They are relaying this program right here. But I'm sure any of you can answer this, but maybe the Director General. Recently, you quarantined and brand certain pharmaceutical products. I think they call them paracetamol. Where did you gather them from, and against what backdrop did you destroy them?
Okay, so we also have the director of the quality control lab here because that's where the testing started. That's where it was discovered that this medicine had a problem. So this medicine came in Liberia last year. Normally the importers are registered, the procedure, once products come in, they are to be tested. So they were taking samples of it, were taken to the quality control lab.
Okay.
And then the staff at the quality control lab noticed some discoloration in the products. So that was where they got some alarm that this product may have some issue. So we have an MOU signed with the Ghana FDA, also a regulatory body, with the lab, and we try reaching out to them because of the constraints that we are personally faced with. We have some challenges when it comes to to equipment and the rest of it. So we've bought some equipment, but at that time they were not in country. So we try reaching out to the Ghana FDA to see how they can further test this particular product.
Okay.
But they had their own constraints too. So we waited patiently, and these products were quarantined because it's part of our policy that your products have to be tested and the results have to come from the analytical lab before you put it into the market.
Okay.
So those products were quarantined for those months. And then fortunately for us, we had a trip to go to Nigeria Regulatory Authority. So we used that opportunity to take samples of these products so that it can be tested. And then the quality control director, Namakwe, he took the products along, and then they noticed that first of all, they tested the products on the laboratory animals, and they found out that the products killed about 5 laboratory animals.
Wow.
Yes, so they further test and they found this toxic substance that have been going around from Gambia and the rest of it, this ethylene glycol. They found it present in the substance, in the products. So maybe he can give some insight.
Yeah, sure. Yes. Okay. So you can just tell us more about how did you discover, or how did you come to realize that those products, the products were bad products on the market.
Okay. As part of the executions of the mandate given to the Liberia Medicine and Health Product Regulatory Authority to make sure that products on our market are safe, they are efficacious, and they are of good quality. Our responsibility is given to the lab to test the quality of all the medicines and health products on the Liberian commerce. So as such, we received this sample some part of December, and September, December, we have to go through a lot of processes. And finally, in January, we declare it failed because at our laboratory, we have levels of testing.
Okay.
So we begin with physical inspection, which we call visual inspection. So for example, if the sample is given or we receive those sample, we go through what we call the certificate of analysis, which will tell you parameters that were used to test the product. So we use it at said is in this product. So as part of it is coloration. So we detected that the sample, as it was stated in the certificate of analysis, that it is pink, we found it to be black. So in fact, the first level of testing is already failed. Okay, but as my boss said, because of other challenges, we should have done microbiology and other things. So we decided to take it to Ghana FDA, and with their challenges, with the opportunity given to us, we took it to NAFDAC, and the results you say is what we found.
Now, so those who brought the products in, are they in country or are they out of the country?
In the lab, we work blind. So our customers are inspectorate and registration, because they bring product for registration, we test them. Product for use, then inspectorate bring it to us, we test them. So once they come, we code them. So we don't even know who.
Okay, so let me ask Beslo this question, because it's his responsibility. He's the director of inspectorate and post market surveillance. Mr. Beslo Senior, Dr. Tito Beslo, tell us where are the whereabouts now of the people who brought in the product?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So the system works today. We have importers and we have manufacturers. These raw importers have the manufacturer.
Okay.
For instance, you come and say, I want to be an importer. You go through the processes. You pay for your importation license. Then when time comes, you do your product registration. The day you're ready to import, you read the margin. The other say you want to import, and you request for import permit. So as the product comes, we have my department send our inspector. We go and verify everything. You're bringing 40 carton of XYZ. per batch. We verify to see what is the exact product you brought. So the importer has their manufacturer. Because the importers are in abroad, they don't have the capacity. They are not manufacturing.
The manufacturers are overseas.
Yeah, they're overseas. So when we observe the issue that my colleague just spoke about, the product was quarantine, and the manufacturer will also notify the importer, and the importer notify the manufacturer. Because the manufacturer do before we accept.
So the importer is in country.
In country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens to the importer? It's not just about destroying the drugs, the pharmaceuticals, but it's also taking some punitive actions against the importer. They too.
Yeah. So the regular action I was taken by the authority was that the manufacturer in question were written and importation permit were invoked. And even he had other products that were coming from the same manufacturer also quarantined and confiscated. And that manufacturer was told to not import medicine of such in the country again. So that particular manufacturer was not import medicine in the country.
That manufacturer has been banned now.
Yeah, so
do you care to tell us about the name of the manufacturer so that we know? Or you want to consider? You want to consider that?
Yeah, so
I don't think there's a need to consider.
No, so the name of the manufacturer is Curis Manufacturer.
Curis Manufacturer.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they Indians or?
Yes, definitely. So we've already sent them a letter withdrawing all license that they have with us as the regulatory authority. So they are banned from bringing in pharmaceutical products within Liberia.
Okay.
They even have other products that were registered with us for the fact that this particular product came from you and had this toxic substance. It's possible that other products too will fall in that same category.
Do we know the value of the pharmaceuticals or the value of the products that were destroyed? Do we know the value?
We've not investigated that. We've not investigated the monetary
But
value.
were they of huge quantity?
They were 256 cartons. So if you equivalent it to the bottles that came, they're about 256 times 100 bottles. So you can notice like 25,000 bottles that were disposed of.
Tell us about the transparency in your insinuation or in your your branding exercise when you're going to brand the drugs or the products that you deemed not fit for our market. How transparent you can be, so that people see that you are that you are totally branding them.
So like yesterday, the press was with us at the incineration sites. Is as transparent as possible. They were there. They had live videos watching the process. So once you wish to be part of the process, you are welcome at the site. It's not something that we do in secret.
Okay.
It's something that we even want
do you
public to be sure of.
publicize before you go to burn? Okay.
We inform the police and then we inform the EPA. We don't put it on radio, but it does not mean that it's prohibited from us doing it. We can do it if there is need, and then we inform other people. Even if you as the importer want to be sure that yes, your products will be disposed of, you are welcome to come. Yeah.
So what did the disposal in recent times?
We have our sites at the King's Farm. We have one site there, and then we'll have another one further at Maigibi.
Okay. Now let's hear from the Director of Registration, Evaluation, Records and Data. What's your role? What does your department? What does your department do at the LMHRA?
Okay, thank you very much, Saba. At the Department of Evaluation and Registration, with the mandate given us, it is our duty to ensure that every product that comes into the country must be registered with the LMHRA.
Okay.
And so once you have an applicant who is interested to bring in product, express your intent by doing an application to the office of the managing director that he wants to bring in such product. And so that application is done with the name of the products. But before doing that, you also need to register the manufacturing company. So we want to know where the products are coming from. What are the manufacturing companies are WHO qualified manufacturing companies. So there are cardinal documents that you need to submit from the manufacturing company. And then we do a debt audit of this manufacturing company. And so when it's satisfied, it's qualified that this particular company is suitable, and you now start the process So at that point, you then submit your application. You send in your dossiers that contain information about the products. And so Liberia, being part of the sub-region, we have a common technical document that is being used within the ECOWAS region. All ECOWAS member states use this common technical document. And this common technical document is being used to evaluate these products. It's in line with the International Council on Harmonizations of Pharmaceutical Products for Human Use. And so these dossiers are being submitted. They are in a kind of a module. It's a complex document, but we have trained pharmacists that were trained by the USP that carry on the process of assessing these dossiers. And so there is a period of assessment that goes on. We just completed the second quarter just last month.
Okay.
And so after the period of assessment by this assessor, so all of these assessors who are trained pharmacists, we meet as technical assessors to evaluate each other what the work that we have done. And when that is being concluded, that report is sent to the managing director office, and then there is another committee that is referred to as a technical advisory committee. That committee comprises of professionals that don't work directly with the entity, but they are drawn from other professional institutions from the Ministry of Health. We have member on the council from the Ministry of Health. We have member from JFK. We have member from the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. And these are professionals. And so they will view our assessment report, and then at the end of the day, they will make recommendation to the managing director for final approval of these products. So when these products are being approved, it is then now we give them certificate of registration for marketing authorization.
Applications and other essential documents from the importer.
Yeah.
Do they also send a sample of
Definitely, yeah. So that aspect also. So they send
of the product?
They send sample.
Okay, so why don't you do your testing of the samples, but then you allow the importer to bring in a huge quantity before doing before doing the testing, and then at the end of the day you find out that the products are not safe for consumption?
No, what happened? Just what I'm saying. These evaluations are done along with the samples that you said that come. And so at the end of the day, these products, in fact, they are called comparator products. All right. So at the end of the day, we do our analysis of these products. Now,
the question I'm asking you, Chief, it seems that you are not getting my question.
Yeah.
My question is that you said you do receive sample of the products, right?
Yeah,
you
sure.
receive samples of the products.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe just few capsules or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They send to you. Do you conduct your testing to know whether those products are fit for consumption? To avoid an importer losing, millions of dollars after you've done a second testing, and then you finalize that
So it's part of the process.
Okay.
Yes, it's part of the process. With the challenges that we are faced with at the lab, that's why that particular part is kind of avoided. But there are two ways. Even if those samples come and they are tested at the pre-registration stage, which is supposed to be, they are tested. They are still going to be tested even when they are imported. Because
what is the rationale for that?
Yeah, that's why I want to explain. Because it's possible that the good ones will come from those few samples, and then when the huge ones of those pharmaceutical products are coming, it has to be verified if it's the same. That's what he was saying about comparator products.
Okay.
So you compare it with the first one that came, the sample, and then the one that will actually go into the market. So people are very clever. Probably there are a lot of costs associated with producing quality pharmaceutical products. So they will give you the first batch that will be of good quality. And once they know that you are not doing another test or post-market test or pre-market test on the ones that will come in, they may bring substandard products.
Now, so if that happens, please, lady and gentlemen, if that happens, where you received the first samples that were, and you tested they were good, and maybe later on the importer brought in the huge quantities, and you tested that the quantities are now fit for consumption. What do you do to such an importer? Because it's like they try to deceive you. So what do you do?
So it's part of what we just did. Firstly, you pay for those products, you pay for your license, you pay to register those products. So as part of punishment, once it's also a punishment because you've wasted a lot of money that you paid previously, right? And then you have those products disposed of, which you are going to pay for. Like recently, the importer that had this issue, he paid a lot of money to dispose of his products.
When you say a lot of money, how much?
So close to 10,000 US.
Okay.
He had to pay.
But why is it the responsibility of the importer to pay for the destruction of the product?
So whose responsibility should it be?
The LMHRA.
Obviously not. You are asking because you are asking that we should penalize them. So you have already deceived the public in bringing in something that is not fit.
So you pay for a destruction.
So you should pay for it. You should pay for it, not us paying for it. So probably they have an agreement with the manufacturer. Maybe if that's such case happens, maybe the manufacturer will pay or whatever the case may be.
Isn't that double punishment?
But
please, ladies, gentlemen, isn't that a double punishment?
That's why you should make sure if you are going into business with a manufacturer, like he stated, they should be WHO approved. They should have all international standards to avoid this kind of punishment, because the life that you will destroy is worth much more than the money that you think you're going to get.
You're listening to the SMS rated on the LBC 99.9 and also frequencies across Liberia. We have our guests from the Liberia Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority, that the LMHRA, the managing director and 3 of our deputies they are here. Now, Madam MD, you've been appointed, I'm sure, close to 4-5 years.
So I got appointed October 2019. So I'm going to 4 years.
4 years, can you imagine that? Yeah. I'm sure a lot you've done at the institution. Do you care to just give us a list of some of them?
Okay, so I believe that as a young person, you are called to serve and you should make impacts.
Surely.
Challenges will never go away, but they should be minimized. So coming at the regulatory authority, there have been a lot done over the years. Like procuring of cars, of buses. We have procured close to 7 or so or much more buses and cars for our staff. We have developed regulations. The regulatory authority was established 2010 and there were no regulations. So we developed the first.
You sure of that?
Definitely.
So how were the people operating?
They were operating on guidelines and SOPs, but not.
You didn't have regulations there?
Nope.
Wow.
So we were the first, we set up the first set of regulations. We have up to 12 regulations right now. We have procured equipment, reagents at the lab. We are now pushing ourselves to be accredited by international audit bodies. We have constructed a building, which they are in right now. In the first 2 years, we constructed a building which the President of the Republic of Liberia went to open last year. And we are now constructing a massive structure.
Where?
Of the art structure at the same King's Farm, which is highly impressive. So we have set up a lot of guidelines, developed a lot of guidelines, SOPs. We have increased the workforce. We have office now at the RIA. These offices help to at least set up some points in pharmaceuticals coming in. Before it wasn't that way. So even if you try to avoid the seaports, we have you checked at the RIA, which wasn't there. We have close to 15 staff at the RIA. We have regional offices. We have 2 functioning regional offices with vehicles assigned to those staff. And probably my directors can help. Maybe have jumped over some of what we have achieved. And we are currently trying to push ourselves to be assessed by the World Health Organization. They have the global benchmarking tool to just assess the regulatory system to see where you are. Currently in the sub-region, we have only 2 countries that have been assessed and have been given maturity level 3 by the WHO, which is Ghana and Nigeria. And we are pushing ourselves gradually to at least be part of that, be on that level with Ghana and Nigeria to attain that maturity level 3, which will help us a whole lot. So we have also had a lot of capacity buildings for our staff from international partners or donors. And if I've left anything out, maybe they can add on.
Yeah, gentlemen, you can add. That's the reason why she brought you.
Okay. I first want to tell my MD thank you for the level of improvement at the quality control laboratory.
Okay.
As you said, first we were in a building in JFK that got that fire 2016, and we moved into a rented apartment in Congo Town. And since she took over, she had a vision to build this lab, so she had to build a mini lab, which we are enjoying now, and no one asking us where to park our cars and where to move. So we must say thank you to her. And the state-of-the-art laboratory that is in progress, building is in progress now. Once that building is built, because currently the quality control laboratory have 4 units, and we have the physical chemical unit, which is the only functional unit now. If that lab is built, it means we have cosmetics unit, we have medical devices, and we have microbiology. So just imagine if we attain that, you will come to see that much of our young boys and girls are bright in the street caused by the cream they use, and we the intake of hydroquinone, because hydroquinone is a substance that helps to remove the mining from the skin, which is useful to protect the black substance on the skin.
So you are now contributing to the bleaching of our people because you're not doing that work.
Yes.
So all you're responsible is a fundamental violation.
So just to add up, my department, when it comes to human resources, is the last department. When we took over my boss, we have fewer staff and vehicle. We have one car to do it. When it comes to inspection, we go on the field on a daily 2-hour routine inspection.
Okay.
But when my boss took over, as we speak now, we have surveillance officers who work in disguise on the field, because sometimes we'll bring in, we have a porous bowler, we'll bring in the pharmaceutical, they don't pass through our offices. So we have people on the field, and when they see them, they let us go and have them confiscated. And they are well trained. You have series of training for the surveillance officer. We also have intelligence officer as well that are trained, very trained when it comes to tracking medication to know whether it's falsified or it's substandard. So these are some of the things that we have done and as we speak, as you said, our offices, our inspectors are in the rural region, and we are working collectively to see how best we can do our best.
Okay, so just to add on, maybe the MD did not mention. So sometimes it's good to look at the baseline. So what you inherited in terms of vehicle, can you imagine when the MD took over, we only have 2 old vehicles.
2 old vehicles?
Yeah, that were not, I know, they're partly somehow packed. But just within short period of time, within 4 years' time, up to 7, and even more to come. And in addition to that, when the working environment, the work we do as technicians, we need those technical materials to work with.
Surely.
So almost every senior staff had that at LMHRA have a laptop, and offices are furnished, and so the internet facility, 24/7 electricity. And so sometimes when some of my colleagues, because I from the NGO background, media from the UN sector background, I work with the WHO before coming to the government sector. And so sometimes when they arrive, they say, "Oh, is this a same private or facility?" I said, "No, this is a government facility." And so the environment is actually conducive for staff at LMHRA. And so I want to, on this note, to thank the managing director for the work done, and let her continue the workings, and we are there to serve the Liberian people.
Okay. So, Madam MD, you giving us the list of some of the things you've done. I was just taking notes. You increased the workforce. What was the workforce you met? How many persons were there then?
Probably between 70 to 90 staff.
what is the rationale? Why you thought that it was quite necessary to increase them?
And I think we are still understaffed because we are the regulatory authority of Liberia and not Monrovia.
Mhm.
So first of all, we try to decentralize the office. And in decentralizing the office, you need human workforce.
Okay. You say you're trying to decentralize the office,
We
so you haven't done
tried.
that yet.
No, we tried.
Okay.
I mean, when we came in, we tried to decentralize.
Mhm.
So in doing that, you have to increase the workforce because
Okay.
if you want to have offices in the sub-region, you will need more manpower. Even in the various departments, even within the headquarters, you need more manpower because you have more products coming in. I mean, Liberia is becoming so stable that more people want to do business. You
Okay.
can even see that you have more pharmacists coming in. So definitely you have more importers coming in, and everyone have interest in doing business within Liberia.
As part of your achievements, you also indicated the drafting of policies. What do those policies, what do they hope to address?
So before people were just making decisions, the regulatory authority is almost like a legal section.
Hmm.
So you need laws for people to follow. And before, decisions were just being made as per how you feel, as per how maybe the managing director feels or other director feels. So there should be laws written on the books to guide people. Okay, you did this. What does the regulation say?
Mm.
If you do this, what will happen? What will the penalty be? These are things that will try to make things in order instead of you just waking up and say, okay, because you brought this in, this penalty should be applied to you. No, what is the book saying
Okay.
towards those things?
So you made that a policy.
Yeah.
Now, also part of your achievement, you made reference to the construction of a new structure. How much? What's the value of that structure?
So currently the structure is worth 3.1 million.
3.1 million. And where are you gathering that money from?
Personally, we have been trying to just use our own revenue to start the process. So we're looking up to the government, we're looking up to partners, to try to support us. But I can't just sit and wait for partners to bring shovel and then start from the ground. No. So we did the foundation first, which we invited the president, and now we've done the first floor, and we are hoping to do the next one. Even if we don't have any support once I'm at the authority, I'm going to push myself for us to go to the next level.
Wow.
Yeah, because you go in other countries, you see these things, you see massive structure. People are not just sitting waiting for partners to come in. They use the little resources that they have. So it should also apply to us.
Okay. Now, drugs peddling, especially street drugs peddling, Madam Managing Director and the team, it's becoming activity for many people now. If you just maybe 3, 4, 5 persons got their drugs in the are in the buckets, plastic buckets, and some of them we don't know whether they are trained in a physician or they are trained in a drug peddler. We don't know. So, what are you intending to do? How have you been able to arrest that? Because I believe you haven't done that in totality.
Yes, we haven't. So I will just turn it over to the Inspector General, and then after they say what they have been doing on the field, then I can conclude.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. So firstly, when we took over, and the first thing they imagined that we decided to, because we attempted to go on the field, but the feedback from the public was not good. Whenever we're trying to raid, the public would come against us. So
why?
Because there was no awareness. So what we did, we decided work along with our communication department, create awareness. We have men in the field with megaphone.
Okay.
Tell the danger of buying medicine from the pocket and on the market table. These are not medicine, these are persons, because every medicine is temperature sensitive. If you just take medicine and put it in the pocket, it's no longer these are all chemicals when they react with each other, it causes more harm than good. So in the past years, we have created awareness and it yielding the results. So now, last time we were in while reading, the marketer they stood by and said, yes, the people came here and told you. So now, gradually, but the challenge we have is that there was no laws on our board. That was someone is caught selling medicine in the pocket on the table. Maybe they should be punished.
Okay.
They have no laws. So whenever we grab them, we have them confiscated, and we just have them incinerated. We have done it so many places, really. Even the last time we went to the ELW Junction here, we raid almost two our cars were filled. We have it, but as time goes by, they come back.
Surely.
So our margin the other last time what TC had to work along with the legislature. We need a law. Just as today we have maybe the draw law now is non-biddable ground. So it will help all that when someone is caught selling in the pocket, because these people they don't do nothing but drug. They are not nurse aid. They don't have no medicine is not drug goods.
Mhm.
They're not pepper. These are chemicals that you take in, and if it goes wrong way in your system, it causes more harm. So if our boss is trying to see how we can work with the legislature to get a stringent law. Maybe if someone is caught 6 months in jail, it will set maybe deterrent to try to minimize it. That's what challenge there.
Okay, so in another word, you are saying that you've been making effort, but your effort is not yielding the sort of results you want.
So
You care to add on to that?
Yeah, okay. As part of our work as a lab, we make sure that every substance that is taken to the lab is being tested and proven safe and efficacious for consumption. So, as part of the improvement, the managing director talked about, we had a problem with illiteracy, and I can tell you now we have solar plates that provides us 24/7 illiteracy. So also, she talks about improving staff competence. She has done that. In fact, it is based upon this that we were able to detect that toxic substance in the paracetamol given to the public.
Okay. I thought you were adding to why the institution is yet to clamp down totally on drug peddlers, Madam Managing Director.
So I think he has said it right. We try to do awareness program because, like he said, people even get back at you when you try to, take these people from the streets because they don't know the harm that they are causing. So we've done that several times, and people have already gotten the knowledge that these products on the street are not supposed to be sold in buckets and on tables. But the problem here is, like, recently we had constant inspection at red lights, Douala, Old Road, but recently we were told again that they have gone back. So we need laws to guide this process. We need something should be stated in the public health law.
But there's a public health law.
Yes.
Is it not a part of it? Is it not inserted?
It's not included, but I don't think it's late.
Okay.
I don't think it's late. I think it's still in a draft stage, so it can be added on.
Okay.
That these people should be prosecuted, not just taking the goods away and then they're going back. They should be prosecuted, just as we are doing with the power theft. That's just what we are doing with it. So we need something like that to safeguard the process because it's serious. Most times when these products are even expired, they go and change the date and then restamp and go and sell. But once you are buying from the pharmacy, you can easily trace where they are coming from if there is a problem. But for these people, it's not the case. So it's a serious nuisance to the public that we need to look at. Yeah.
Now, shortly we'll open the lines, but we want to know the capacity, the budgetary capacity on which the LMHRA is operating, is functioning. What is your budget?
So we have the budget from the government, which is basically on salaries and then goods and services, is about 1-point-something million. And then we have our own that we try to push in, which is plus what the government gave us. So for this year, we have 4-point-something million plus what we get from partners.
What are the partners that you are working with?
Currently, we are working with the United States Pharmacopoeia in collaboration with USAID. And we also have another with Global Fund. But because of the challenges that Global Fund have been faced with Liberia, so it has been kind of diminished. So basically, we are just working on our own revenue that we are generating.
Okay, that is the
4-point-something million. 4.6 million.
Okay, 4.6 million. Isn't that a lot of money?
It's a
Okay, I see. Now, shortly open the lines. What do you envisage, all of you? I know you've been hanging your heads before you came. What do you envisage for the LMHRA, moving forward?
Should I start or?
Maybe yes, you all can respond to that individually.
Okay, for me, what I envisage the baseline of everything that we do is our laboratory.
Okay.
My hope and prayer to God that within the next 1 or 2 years, our laboratory should be up to WHO standard. When that is done, it will be a great mark for us because substance and falsified medicine coming in our country will be tracked very easily.
Okay.
Okay. And so for the registration department, what we really envisage and we hope that we will achieve that in a short period of time is the issue of traceability and verifications of products.
Okay.
All right, that is key, and that is what that's what actually help when it comes to the issue of sustenance and falsified medications that we're talking about. And so it's something that the managing director and other partners that we are working on to make sure that that aspect of traceabilities and tracking of products will be implemented. Wherein these products will have what we call barcode. So there will be barcoding of these products. And so we using your gadgets and whatsoever, you can be able is easily verified to know that yes, this product actually passed through our system, and that will actually help the authority in the country at large.
Okay.
Okay, Saba, you know that from your basic science, you know that the cells of the body depends on the nucleus for vital information. So does the authority to the lab. So for any regulatory action to be taken, the lab has to give information as to whether the product is good or not. So what I envisage in the next maybe 1 year, as we are striving towards accreditation, ISO 17025, it's a standard that is used in every regulatory laboratory. So we are opting for accreditation, we are preparing, and we pray that in the next 1 year we'll attain accreditation. And instead of carrying our products in Ghana, Nigeria, you will see Sierra Leone, Guinea, Ivory Coast, and the other countries coming to test in that area.
Okay. Yes, Madam MD.
Yes, so that's just my number one vision, to see the quality control of quality or not.
Okay.
To see the quality control lab at a level, international level, not only for Liberia, because we miss out on a lot of funds or support. We have partners that bring in their product, and then we have to take it to another country to test. Those money could be used right here. So once we have the laboratory at a particular level where international partners can trust us to say, okay, you are accredited, you can test these products, and even for ourselves, substandard and falsified medicines will be reduced drastically in the country.
Okay, so you can begin putting your calls now. We got a few stations that are relaying this interview. OK FM, Bana FM, Sky FM, and KNTV Live 0776540987, or better still 0880-514-096. That's the number to call, and you are live. Good morning. Yes, good morning.
Thank you. My name is just for a second, it's very risky for us. Some of them, some of them, so it's very respectable for our life.
Okay. Okay, many thanks. 0776-540-987, or better still, 0880-514-096. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, it seems that the call is not there. 0776-540-987, or better still, 0880-514-096. That's the numbers to call, and you are live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah. You know, what happened, no God, just telling me trust around. But when you arrested them, they put them inside. But when you arrested them, they just passing around, you go and it's fucking in there. And that was the television people, you know, it's not safe.
Okay, it's not safe. Let me take this call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Saba.
Yes, sir.
Steven Zone, Zulu Whiskey.
Let's hear from you, Steve.
While we still with the regulatory body or team in the southeast, what mechanism is the MD putting in place to avoid the reoccurrence of similar things that are happening in Monrovia? Mind you, Southeast is the damn south for all of those bad substances due to their how to reach distances. Thank you very much.
Okay, so she will respond to that. 0776. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's hear from you. Yes, let's hear from you.
Yeah, Ali Kamala, I'm following the program on television.
Okay.
No, I'm not happy this morning. If Madam come on national radio station and telling us that you got 1.7 million, what do you mean by that?
You say what? You say what she said?
1.7 million.
No, she didn't say 1.7. No, she didn't say 1.7 million. Maybe you didn't understand. I can keep you on the line. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Let's hear from you quickly. Oh, this call is over. Let's see what we can get this caller. Good morning. Hello. Okay, seems this caller is off the line. 0776. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
This is Thomas Ndima, and I call you from Zuba Town, Tupolo.
Okay.
Yeah, also your guest. But when you come to something that you're talking about, I know an officer who also do the same. And sometimes we ask him, he said that there is no law for job petting. He said if the DEA is not supposed to be arresting those chemical drugs, they're supposed to be talking about narcotic substances. So I really to understand when you come to the job petting.
Okay, they'll make you to understand that. They'll make you understand before they go. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for the show.
Okay, thank you too. 0776 540 987. Good morning.
Good morning, Saba George.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you, Saba. I'm Emmanuel M. Tupac Jr. You've been chairperson of the People's Liberation Party, PLP, Colorado County. I am joining you, happily this morning from the office of the Interlegal Cloud District number 14. Let me say good morning to your studio guests and to Labyrinth following your show. Well, Saba, I purposely call in to appreciate the MHRA for the job well done, including placing a ban on that importers that brought in contaminated drugs in the country. As you are aware, and they are aware that our country is faced serious, drug abuses. The question to them is that are they working with the drug enforcement agency since they are the regulator? Because there's a particular drugs on the Labyrinth market. I don't know if it's a drug that is being sold in drugstore or whatever. It's called Kush. So my question to them, if this drug Kush is in the drugstore or they are aware of it, can they place a ban on it? Another thing, they're working with the Labyrinth drugs enforcement agency to make sure that the eradication of drugs is done permanently in our country because it is a collective effort.
Okay, you made your point. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Saba.
Good morning, ma.
Yeah, this is Cyrus. I just want to tell you. People think
I'll take this caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Saba.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to the Council of Liberia. My name is Abraham Political Mojisetu, and I call from the headquarters of the Verdance Bureau on the most talked about Avenue this morning.
Okay.
Let me appreciate the MD and team in studio for informing the public. I think it is help that is real wealth, not silver and gold. We are healthy. You can go about from one state to another, do your normal hustle. While some of the mechanisms put in place to regulate or to CRBs, they can post up to those who couldn't sell drugs on the streets.
Okay. Thank you. They'll respond to that. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm Zed Jerome Zoo calling from Sophie last any point.
Let's hear from you quickly.
Yes, I want to ask your studio guest about the measure about when importers then bring their drugs in the country. They can take it and carry in different countries for testing. What I want to know, so they have quality machine in the country to test those drugs.
Okay, they will answer that. You already asked the question. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello? Ooh. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Citizen. This is my root spirit recording from my sick bay.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I want to ask you, what am I getting at? These drugs that will come to like drugs so they can go search for what drugs to get it off the market. And the doctors, they are choosing one that to go in a they got plenty of drugstores beside the people that carry the medicine in the pocket. The drugstore, they don't have a facility to store the drugs. Yeah. Come on, send this you'll be sick for 2 months. Yeah. Whatever you have on the feet. Everything you're learning is from going to go check your test that. And the pocket, or the pocket twink, you want somebody, what do you want to twink?
Okay. Okay, you made your point already. You made your point. Let's take this last caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Josh.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning to your studio guests. I'm Richard Tumbe calling from the Boulevard. Sorry. Yeah, you got a whole lot of pharmacy within the communities. And sometimes you go to the drug pharmacy to buy drugs. Sometimes they do leave children there to sell the drugs. What are the measures are they putting in place for the community? They are inspectors.
Many thanks. Let me just squeeze this one in quickly. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, Mr. George. I'm Martin calling for Babu Country.
Yes, let's hear from you. You are the last caller. Oh, okay. I think it's off the line. Okay. Let me go back to my guests to respond to those concerns, and then we'll wrap it up quickly. Madam MD, you and your team.
So let me start, and then maybe they'll add on. So, a caller asked and said, why do we need to take these products out of the country? First of all, we operate a very transparent process. If these products fail in the lab, despite the fact that we have our challenges, but even if we have all the equipment in the world, if this product fail in the lab, the importer have the right to do third-party testing to confirm. So it's their right to seek opinion from another accredited lab. That is the procedure. So that was clear. That just to clear that. Then someone asked that you see case selling medicine. So this is a division of labor. We have the Pharmacy Board of Liberia that is responsible with the practice. We just regulate the drugs. We are not there to determine if the person serving the drugs are health practitioners or not. It's the responsibility of the Pharmacy Board of Liberia to clear that part. So I think part of my vision will be to see Liberia in the next 1 or 2 years a zero drug peddling country, because every time you go on air is the number one issue, and it cannot be handled only by us. That's why we are on the radio. The legislature has to help us in enforcing this law and this mandate to see Liberia as a zero drug peddling country. We've had issues at Bowater site and other regional offices where just by constant inspection, people that used to sell on the streets, and they have now transitioned to opening pharmacy and drugstore. So we believe that just inspection is not being a failure. Is helping the process for people to transition in getting their pharmacy and drugstore. So as much as we try to push this law, we'll continue our inspection, and people that want to sell medicine will eventually see reason to open their drugstore and pharmacy. So the Southeast challenge, like someone asked, we had our inspector going at the Southeast 2 weeks ago, and he saw the challenges there. So we are pushing ourselves, because he already said the distance. Yeah, the distance is obvious. So we are pushing ourselves. The only way we can manage that situation is to have an office placed there. DEA is always being conflicted with LMHRA. DEA is responsible for illicit products, like what we have, Kush. We don't know how Kush is coming in, and I know Kush is definitely not being sold in the pharmacy. Kush is an illicit product. What we regulate are pharmaceutical products. You have some narcotics that are used for health, but DEA regulates those illicit drugs that are used for social use. So we deal with the medicinal part of the drugs.
Okay.
Yes, so maybe he can add on.
Yeah,
So
okay,
Kush
so-
is different from what you people are dealing with.
Kush is a social drug.
Sure.
It's not.
So thank you
So I
very
hope
much,
you understand that.
madam. Thank you. So I would just emphasize on the street peddling. You know, this country belongs to everyone else. So it's all about us. I always tell people, eating rest and taking tablets is two different things.
Yeah, surely.
So we all should create the awareness. We need the librarians to help us. In the various homes, the various marketplaces on the street, buying medicine from the pocket and the table is more dangerous than good because the more harm. We all need to teach one. Let's create the awareness. We are doing our best, but unfortunately, we are not everywhere at the same time. Yeah, we are. When it comes to human resources, we are incapacitated. But we want the public to please help us, people in the rural marketplace, even the rural radio stations, to help us. Because who knows, tomorrow anybody can fall off, yourself can fall, you go to the hospital, they'll give you medicine, you'll not ask which medicine and when you're unconscious. So we all need to work to see how we can get rid of street peddling.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so just to add up to that, this goes to the entire citizenry with the background now that most of them know that buying medicines from pocket is not good. So this is a practice that they should carry on. All right, to not buy medicines from pocket and whatsoever. So whenever they are carrying their medicines and in pockets and nobody buying from them, I think it's something that they themselves will know that it's not something that they need to to continue doing.
Okay.
So that we all just be conscientized to make sure that don't buy medicines from pocket. Go to your pharmacy or medicine stores and get your medication.
Okay.
Okay. We are all against street peddling. A particular caller said, "Why do we take medicine to other countries?" Like the MD said, if we want to have a fair playing ground, but again, as part of the regulations that were made, there is a regulation on reliance, so that even if we have work that is the work overwhelm us, we have that MOU with other regulatory bodies to help us in the process. So it is part of our workings, and it's not anything wrong.
Okay. He's the pharmacist David P. Namakwe. I got it right?
Yeah,
Okay. He's the director of Quality Control Laboratory. You also heard Dr. Tito E. Beslow Senior. He's the director of Inspectorate and Post-Market Surveillance. You heard Dr. Imaria Willie. Dr. Willie is the director of Registration, Evaluations, and Records and Data. And then the managing director herself, Dr. Keturah C. Smith Chinen. She's the managing director. They all came from the Liberia Medicines and Health Products Regulatory Authority. We've been hosting them on the second and final lap of the program. We had stations that relate: OK FM, Bana FM, Sky FM, KNTV Live. So, Madam Director General, you and your team, we just want to say thank you very much for all the hard work you are doing.
Thank you so much for having us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, that's just how we go home on this presentation of the SMS. Thanks to my indefatigable, my illustrious and hardworking producer, the man Melvin Stewart. Melvin will be here tomorrow. You know, tomorrow Friday I will not be here. And thanks to Damawa, she's been behind the camera. Thanks to all of you too for your listening role. There's a saying: the age of Methuselah has nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. The